Hi there everybody! It's been a super long time since I posted anything, so I'm getting ready to go to a party and I figured I would just film my makeup and let you all know how I did it. I'm going to start off by using this Aveeno moisturizer, and it is the Smart Essentials moisturizer, and it actually has an SPF 30 and I really like it. Aveeno products, they're really sensitive and I've got really sensitive skin. So I'll rub that all over my face to kind of get rid of any flakiness. I'm going to put some on my eyelids too. And I always get dry right around my eyebrows, so I'll make sure I rub it in there because we can't have eyebrow dandruff now. I have really dry lips, and so I'm going to start off taking this teeny tiny cute little Vaseline pot, and it is Lip Therapy is what it says, so I don't know if it's any different from regular Vaseline or not, but I like to use it, and it hydrates pretty well. As you can see, I have quite a bit of redness on my cheeks, so I'm going to take this green primer, and this one is by Pure Minerals, and I'm not super fond of this one. I haven't found one that I really like yet. This one gets a little bit flaky almost, so I kind of have to be careful of how much I use. Rub some of that into my cheeks. And it might be kind of hard to see in this lighting, but it does take care of my redness pretty well. The foundation I'm going to be using today is TruBlend Blendable Minerals from CoverGirl, and the color is Ivory 1. It's the palest shade that they make because I'm very pale. It's actually a tad bit pale for me, but I like to go pale, so that's why I got it. The foundation brush I'm using is the Angled Foundation brush from Real Techniques, which is an amazing brush line. It's all synthetic, and it was developed by Samantha Chapman. Squeeze a little bit on the back of my hand. I guess I should have shaken that up a little bit, so that's okay. And we'll just start applying it all over the face. So I always start from the center of my face, where I need the most coverage, and blend outward. And I love this angled foundation brush because I can get into those small spaces around my nose pretty well. And let's get my forehead. And like I said, this is a bit pale for me, but I really like how it sits when I've got it all powdered up. I'm going to take Samantha's other brush, her stippling brush, which is really nice. It's flat and round, and I'm going to just buff all of this into my skin and just work it in really good. And it helps that this is clean because I'll work out, you know, any of the makeup that I have on. And just kind of blend it in with my skin a lot better. Let's see, this is the Almay Nearly Naked Powder in Light Pale 100. And I'm going to take that on the tip of my brush and kind of work that in to kind of even out my face a little bit more. I like the coverage that liquid gives, and then the matte-ness of a powder, because I can't stand being shiny. I guess some people like to be dewy, but not me. I think it's more of a throwback to classic makeup in the 40s and 50s. Makeup was very matte and non-shiny, and I'm kind of going for that 40s vibe today with the dress that I'm wearing, and I'm gonna hopefully do my hair quite nicely. You'll notice that I kind of left my eyelids alone when I was putting on my foundation, and that is because I like to use the Urban Decay Primer Potion for eyeshadow. The primer sits better if there's no foundation underneath it, and I like to use this all over my eyelid to help the eyeshadow stick better. I bought a cheap, crappy Claire's eyeshadow palette, and I find that for long wear, they crease really badly. So I bought this lovely Urban Decay, and it works pretty well on keeping it in place. I think I wore it for 15 hours one time, and I didn't have any like creasing. I think that's pretty good. I have this big old brush, and it has a fluffy brush on one side and a little tiny brush on the other. And this is a Studio Basics brush for blending and smudging. I have this funky little palette with the beautiful ivory, and I'm going to put that all over my lid. And that's going to give me a base. It'll stick to the primer potion and kind of even out any weird colors that I've got going on there. I have my crappy Claire's eyeshadow, and I'm going to take this gold color here, and I'm going to apply that just on my lid here, not going above the crease. And I'm going to take this Maybelline fluffy eyeshadow brush and put that on. And I kind of use this brush to tap the eyeshadow on my eye. It doesn't really glide very well, but it's good for pushing the eyeshadow in to get a nice concentrated color. And I'm putting this all over my whole lid, all the way to the outer corner to the inner corner, and all the way up to the crease line. Trying to make sure I have a pretty even coverage all the way across. Get some more over here. See. So actually I'm going to take some of this and put it in the inner corner of my eye, and then run it down on my lower lash line just on the inside of the eye. I want to make a nice pretty gold statement. Alright, so I'm going to take this other end of this little weird duo brush and use the tiny end, and I'm going to take this dark brown color here, and I'm going to put that in my crease line, working mostly on the outside and smudging upward. Apply a decent amount of product, and I'm going to put just a little along my lash line as well. And this I will smudge underneath the eye to kind of tie it all together. So it's going to be a little bit of smoky, but it'll be, you know, an elegant brown smoky. And I'm going to try just a little bit across the rest of the crease. It helps make your crease look nice and deep. I'll use my finger to blend a little bit. Sometimes it's not a bad thing to blend with your fingers. And I'm going to take this light white color, this big highlighter, and I'm going to run that just softly underneath my brow to kind of brighten that up, because everybody wants high lifted beautiful brows. Okay. Okay. Alright, I like how that looks. I failed to do my brows earlier, so we'll do them now. I'm going to take the brown color. You can tell I've been using it a lot. It's my favorite brow filler. And I'm going to take this angle brush, and this is also a Maybelline brush. Work this brown shadow into my brows. Kind of starting from here and, you know, brushing upward. I already have pretty thick brows. I just kind of like to give them a little bit of definition. And I don't need a lot of color, so this is a very close shade to my actual hair and eyebrows. Alright, so I think that's pretty good for my brows.